Hi, I'm about to take a shower. I'm feeling so panicked, so sick. I'm in the process of giving away my house, my dream house, to my ex who doesn't even want it. But just because he's in the military, he's able to get a mortgage to his name and I'm not. And I'm so sick. That's what keeps me up at night. That women, single mothers, are always let down, the one who have to be submissive to men's aggressivity. Like, you see all men running all these big companies because their wives are taking care of the kids. They couldn't do all this. I have these beautiful families if their wives wasn't there. But some guys, they just take advantage and they're yelling. My ex, every time he addresses me, he's so aggressive. He doesn't even want the house, and I have to give away my dream. I'm asking the UN to please hire me. I need an answer this weekend before Monday. Please. I need to be appointed. I want to take a loan, just rent out my house, but take a loan so I can just take over the mortgage, fulfill my American dreams after everything I've done for years, for 2 years, like the letters, the content, the support for everyone. I deserve it. I've been treating like a terrorist when I'm a victim. Uh, like it's gotta unfold. I can't accept a no. Guys, we are family. We've been talking to each other every day. We belong to the same community. We've been facing the same problems, the same challenges. We've been struggling through the war in Gaza, through bringing food, humanitarian, through convincing the politicians, finding any ways to move the needle and get things moving. Anything we've tried, and like I have my best friend, she's so smart, beautiful, talented. She just told me like her ex-husband left the country without giving her any money for child support. He just left, ditched his old car on the parking lot, threw the key in the mailbox, like, oh, this is your child support, deal with it. Like, what the actual fuck those men think they are? And we are here raising their children, and they just come when it's convenient for them to take them. Then when everything is convenient, then they can take the child, and then you have to deal with moving everything. Like, they're gonna get the whole. It's just so unfair. And it's just like, I have many friends that are homeless, okay, and they have kids, many kids. They don't get child support. They don't have a home. They, it's always women, always single moms. The amount of single moms that are struggling and homeless, that is unbelievable, and so it's time to switch, guys. It's time to give your money, millionaires. It's time to give opportunities when you can, when you have good people, loyal people. Like, honestly, I feel like if I don't make it here in the US and I have to go back to France, it's like this whole country's credibility would be forever gone, like for an entire generation, because it's like, after all I've done and attempted to get there and the challenges I had to go through, even though I made mistakes, but I've never stopped. I've been relentlessly working and stepping back and falling and stepping back up. Like, I'm a fucking hero, guys. Let me tell you that. I'm a hero. All my friends who know me, really the ones who really know me, they're like, you're a hero. I don't know how you're doing all this, how you cope with all that by yourself, on your own, for so many years. And I just give, because you know why I give? Because I wish that people would do that for me. So I do with others. The level of generosity is like what how I wish people would step up for me, or just, I haven't received a gift for years. I have not received an actual gift for years. Yes, my dad, amazing gift. He paid for my holidays in France this year. Like, of course, that's a gift. But I'm talking about someone coming to my home, taking me out, and giving me like a badass, wow, gift, that meaningful, that they know, oh my God, she's gonna love, get a kick out of that. Like, something expensive, like something, or that something that took them time to make, that is so beautiful, or just like someone who made the effort to give me a gift. That's what I want. I want a gift. I want some people who show up. I want my dream job, my opportunities. Like, when is it my turn for people to care for me? Why did I fail here all the time? I know that the UN is opening up. I feel it. I know this job is for me, and that there is a community there. I know the community there is my people. They live by kindness. They tell the truth. They expose injustice. This is me. The UN is totally me. Like, I don't understand why they haven't called me yet. Like, call me. My number 904-884-9350. I will do everything for this organization. Literally, I gave everything for this. I did. Like, when I say I will do anything for it, I gave away my child, my pets, my home. Like, there's nothing. I'm so naked. I'm about to give away the painting. If you hire me, you'll get all the paintings, and you'll get to see me in my beautiful clothes, which I rarely wear. So that's the cool part. But yeah, guys, it's time. It's time. I can't wait, actually. It's hard to get excited anymore, because every time I get so excited about something, and I'm like, oh my God, it's happening. It's going to happen. Like, I'm so happy, so excited. And then it doesn't happen. And then I'm heartbroken, and it takes me 3 months to recover. And except this time, I'm so skinny. Like, look at the size of my arm. Like, I'm so skinny. I don't eat. My chest hurts. I can't even. I'm so aggressive because I can't even feel any joy. I don't want to feel any excitement. I prefer to feel like I'm dying, because at least I can't get lower, I can't get any lower than feeling like I'm dying. So I can't be more disappointed. It can only be good surprises. And let me tell you, Frank, I love surprises. Good surprises. I'm not going to get excited or happy anymore, because every time it hurts. Every time it hurts. So you have to do that for me. This time, that's you guys. That's you. My work, I'm persona non grata at work. I was even uninvited from the party to see all my babies, all my kids that I was supposed to see today. I was uninvited to just enter even the school. Like, what? I'm a criminal? I told them, I was like, I'm about to be homeless. I don't have time to come to work for a salary that is not going to make me pay my rent. I'm going to be homeless. If I keep working here, I'm going to be homeless anyways. So I cannot work and be there. I have to focus my days on healing, recharging, like move my stuff out of my house, find solutions, find families for my pets, deal with my arguments with my ex. Like, it's over. I don't have time to do anything right now that is gonna keep me in more debt. So they mad at me. Yeah, ditched them just 2 weeks before the exams and the Christmas and everything. It sucks. Like, they made me quit my job, the FBI and stuff. And the White House, they forced me to quit my job, like, on the day, to prove my trust to them, to prove my loyalty. Yeah, wow, that was really necessary to ditch all my team just to prove my trust, and then be hated by everyone and end up with no, even less money than I could have had. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm glad I quit my job, because I was screaming too much. They were the kids. Oh my God, I was screaming so much. I hate it. You think I scream a lot? You think I'm on the internet complaining a lot? This is just a return of what I've been given, nothing, So I'm such a nice, friendly, social, happy, funny person. I'm always calm. I'm always the one offering solutions and telling people to chill, calm down. And now I'm in panic mode. And I can't be at school and yelling at kids all day, being insulted by parents. I couldn't do it anymore. It was over. So that's what happened. That's what happened. It's like this country destroyed me. They built me up. This country built me up all the way. Now imagine I get the job at the United Nations. I'd be so grateful for everyone. All of a sudden I'm gonna love everyone. I'll be like, oh my god, the journey was so worth it. I would do it again. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do it again. But it's like the nuclear weapons, we think it's impossible, and the journey, it's so proliferated everywhere now into the countries, the habits, like the military, that it seems like impossible mission impossible. But you got to start somewhere, after the journey like I had. Maybe, what I'm thinking right now? Maybe that's why my journey was so difficult. Because, and I've always said that actually, it just came back to my mind. Like, my journey was extremely difficult. The only thing that I had, and I think when I planned my incarnation, because I believe that you choose your incarnation, you choose your pathways. Like, I remember, actually, I have a very, very clear memory of before my incarnation. I was in a spaceship and we were with a council. This was the cover picture of my Facebook page for a while. That was a council, okay, of highly like influential beings and stuff that were going to come to Earth and decide how we're going to do this. What is going to be our missions? What are we going to do this? And, I don't remember all the conversations, but I just remember saying, oh, I'll make them a drawing. In French, we have this expression that when something is very like complicated, something is complicated to explain or whatever, you're like, hey, you want me to make you a drawing? Like, you have to make it like simply for kids so people can understand. And I had a vivid memory of that, of saying that. And then guess what? I became a painter. I was making drawings to explain the hard stuff. So taking on the nuclear weapons is a very long, difficult journey. You need someone who is always going to persevere. And because my journey was so difficult and I had to persevere so much, the only thing is my house. The only blessing I had that made my life comfortable was my house. Except for my house, everything else was a disaster and was difficult. I had my house for my child, and I think when I chose my incarnation, I said, I will take on the hardest mission on the earth, but I want a nice freaking house. Like, I was probably like, listen, I want a nice house because otherwise I'm not doing this. Okay? So that's the deal, like the house. This is my goal in life, to have a house. Yes, because I never had a house growing up. We were always at my mom's boyfriend's homes. I had to be other people's home, feeling like it's not our home, and you gotta listen to the male's authority. Like, I was already defiant as a kid, and so yeah. I remember we were living in a beautiful home. We had a beautiful home, very beautiful home. I was 9 years old. We moved into this house I was 8, 9, 10. And then they got a divorce, and like he had debt, and they got broke, and they moved. We moved to the village, which was great. The village where Dana was, and I told her about that village all the time, where I grew up in that village from age 10, 11 until my 15th. So 4 years I was there, I think. 4 or 5 years. But I grew up in that village for my teenage years, and it was amazing. But anyways, all my life I regretted that house. The little house that I had when I was 8 years old. It was such a beautiful house with a garden. We had a dog. Everyone had their own room and space and privacy, and like just a nice kitchen, like beautiful windows, like beautiful trees, citrus trees, fig trees. Like, that was the best time. Like, I remember being in this house, I had my own room, and I was translating lyrics. I was writing I was learning English by listening to songs, English songs. So I would listen to song on repeat. We didn't have Google with the lyrics, you know. I had to listen to the song on repeat and pause every word. I was writing every word in English, trying to identify what they're saying. How did they form that sentence? Like, I learned English by myself by listening to songs in my room all by myself. And I always regretted this house. All my life, I was like, man, I wish this was a home, a family home. So every time I come back to France, I can be in my house. All my life, I was like, I want to have a house. I want to have my place that nobody can kick me out from. Nobody can tell me anything. That's why I'm so attached to this house. It's like, nobody can kick me out of here. And now it's happening. They're doing this to me. Like, after all I've done for this country, for America and for NATO and for Russia and for like trying to get everything back on track, but it seems like they don't want to. You know, they were trying to they were trying to cancel out Russia. I know where they're mad. NATO were trying to cancel out Russia, and they were like freezing assets, they were stopping trades. Putin wasn't going out in the global scene anymore. He was like, but it wasn't working. That was escalating. They were bombing more. He was threatening of nuclear weapons. Okay, so Putin, he's like a strong man. He's not gonna let people defeat him like that. So it was just escalating. The only thing that paced him down is that he saw that there were people that were taking his defense. And now he's all preaching for trust around the world and everything. Walking around with his nuclear deterrent suitcase. Like, okay. No, we need to start talking about that, you know. And I brought it up to the table very transparently, and they actually liked it. So I don't understand why I'm treated like a criminal. I'm not the one responsible of the genocide in Gaza. I'm not the one responsible about the missiles, weapon trafficking going to Ukraine, and I'm the one trying to stop it. So yeah, I understand. I know I had to feel, I know deep within me that this has a meaning. I had to feel what people feel when they're losing their home. I had to feel what it feels like when you're a victim of injustice, when you're treating like a criminal, when you're a victim, when you're persecuted. They did all that. It's like they're crocodile training. I know what they're doing. It doesn't mean I'm not hurt and scared, you know. And the people in Gaza, it's true. Like, I completely agree. I'm like, why are they staying in Gaza? I'm not justifying the genocide, okay? I'm not saying that I'm just saying, why they're staying in Gaza? They're being bombed left and right. I would have left this place as soon as possible. Like, you have kids and you're staying in a place where they're throwing bombs. What are you doing? Go. Okay, there is the resistance. This is our land. We got to resist. Leaving would let them win. Yeah, but sometimes you have to admit that you lost. And that's what I would do. If I don't get the job at the UN, I'm giving away everything. I was like, okay, my goal is to ensure my dynasty for my son. If I lose the UN, I'm not gonna fight for yeah, I want some money because I need money to buy my plane ticket. I mean, the bare minimum. But I'm not gonna fight for money. I'm gonna make the way easy and retreat. I defeated. I failed. I forfeit. I'm going back to France. I'm gonna start over. Of course, that's not what I want. But what are you gonna do? I'm not gonna be like, oh, send a bomb because I defeated. No, it's like, okay, it's people lose. That happens. I just don't want to lose because if I didn't give it all I got, I would say, well, I was lazy. I had fun in my house. I took all the things. Now it's time to go. And I said that. I was like, now I told my job, my friends, I was like, nothing's moving. It's time to stuff to move. It's time for change. If it happens, amazing. That's my destiny fulfilled. If it doesn't, then I'm going home like a loser and that's it. Like, move on, you know? But Gaza, like, they're being bombed. Where they're staying, they have to move. And they start the reconstruction process. Like, at some point, it's got to be over. Some people must accept to lose and save their lives. survival. Like I probably, when you have kids, like if you don't have kids, you just shoot yourself. It's easy. Like, okay, well, however, nobody's gonna miss me. But if you have kids, you're like, oh, well, who are they gonna be with? I need to be there when they grow up, and you don't want to put traumas on your kids, so you gotta fight. And you also have some personal goals also that you just, you come to this earth, whatever. But okay, guys, that was, oh my god, 20 minutes. Oof, boring, guys.